Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Warm Yogurt on Your Back. I am Xavier,
And once again, I'm Mr. J.
and we're going to continue our conversation. We hope you enjoyed the commercial and the last episode about starving artists and how they're being fucked over and what we can do to help them. Mr. J, would you like to continue with how you're being fucked over?
Well, I mean, it's
I couldn't help
it's
myself.
not
I'm sorry.
it's not so much of being fucked over, it's just being ignored. Really, is what it comes down to. It's everybody wants nice fancy shit hanging in their house, but they don't want to pay the price for it. You know, it's like you don't walk into a fucking Mercedes dealership and tell them that you want a brand new fucking Mercedes, but you're only paying $5 for it.
True.
So
Unless you know a guy.
Well, yeah, but even then, it's going to be some shady shit happening there. But it's kind of the same. For instance, you see something you like, you really want it. What's it worth to you?
Right.
And I can't really, I really can't speak for the consumer because, as a consumer, when I'm walking around at conventions and other functions and festivals and whatnot, I buy from other artists. If obviously you can't see right now, but around my office here is independent artists' work along with my own. And I have conversations with the artists and I buy their prints or their originals, whatever. And I have them autograph it and I frame them and hang them up. And I pay what they ask for it. And whether it's $15 for a print or I have a Wonderland piece up here I bought off of a tattoo artist. I think I paid like $50 for it because she wasn't sure what to charge. She's like, I've never been asked
Oh.
to buy a piece. And I'm like, well, today's your lucky day. I want to buy that piece. How much do you want for it? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'll give you $50 for it. She's like, okay.
The awesomeness that is Mr. J, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just I like to support other artists. I like to be supported by other artists as well as consumers. And even back at Harrisburg Comic Con, I did some exchange work with another artist. She saw a piece that she really liked that she bought off of me. I in turn saw a piece that she did that I really liked, so I bought it off of her. Turned out we were charging the same price, so it's kind of a wash. But either way, we still kind of supported each other in.
It's also uplifting.
In a way.
It's not necessarily just the money that you both got. It was somebody wanted your work.
Not just somebody, another artist.
Yeah, which is like
was interested in what you had to offer.
That's a professional to a professional. To me,
Right.
to me, I don't believe that an artist who makes millions of dollars is more professional than someone who's a starving artist. I don't believe that shit at all. Not one thing. This is why we don't go for people who go to college to get degrees versus the person who is self-taught, who has worked themselves to the bone to learn what they know. That's what I believe, is that everyone actually has value, and you actually can add that professional tag to even the nobody. They actually have that worth, in my opinion.
You do know what the definition of professional is, right?
Not really.
You get paid to do what you do.
Okay, well then, yeah, the $1 million dude is definitely professional, and the starving artist is not professional. You know what I gotta say? Fuck that, I don't care. I will trust the starving artist before I trust the $1 million dude. Why? Because he's gonna give me a little square with a triangle poking out the corner of it, as if it's gonna have a little bit of, a little bit of that in there, and he's gonna charge me $1 million for his product. Meanwhile, the starving artist is gonna actually say, yeah, you might have money, but I know what my art's worth, and I'll actually give you what you want. Or, this is who I am, you don't like it, take a fucking walk. My pride is more important to me. My integrity is more important to me than giving you shit on the floor and calling it art.
Well, see, therein lies another topic of debate. And
Told you I will do it.
it's the modern art movement. Like, but at the same time, there's some modern artists that I personally appreciate over others. And I have reasons for appreciating artists, not just because of their work. Like, for example, Jackson Pollock. Basically, he got drunk, splattered fucking paint on a canvas, called it art. Shit's hanging in the Smithsonian. Beautiful. But in my opinion, when I look at it, I could see stress and depression and rage and that release as an artist using your canvas as your release. And I can appreciate that. Then you've got these New York City jackholes that, like Xavier said, paint a triangle on top of a square, draw a line through it, take a poop on the canvas.
Fuck you all.
And write their name backwards on it, and it's worth $1 million fucking dollars. And it's like, how the fuck is this art, and why the fuck is it $1 million? Why the fuck is this hanging in the Guggenheim and not in a fucking subway somewhere?
Right.
So, I'm not sure what happened to art over the years from the days of Da Vinci.
I can tell you exactly what happened if you really want to learn something.
Let me hear.
Okay. Lazy people. A dude walked into a fucking modern arts gallery, put his sunglasses in the middle of the floor, took 10 steps back, and stared at it. The next thing you know, a crowd filled the room to stare at these sunglasses. They called that art. He then walks over, picks up the sunglasses, and leaves. These people had no fucking idea. Now I get, and this is the truth, I do get, when you look at something, you can see the visionary or the reasons why he did this while having incest. I don't care. I get it, why you have these visions. But if you're going to sit there and tell me that a diaper full of shit is art, you are full of shit. There is no visionary aspect of it other than, yeah, my kid did that whenever it was born. I got some on my pinky finger one time. My worst part is taking a wipey and getting that butthole, making sure that's clean. Yeah, that's the vision I get when I see a shitty diaper. That's called art. No. I can appreciate where you're coming from. Where there's certain artists out there that even remotely modern art, you can respect them above others, and that's the key. You say above others, but yet still, right, compared to not modern artists, where do you rank them for that?
And I mean, I understand. Like, art is like music. There's different genres. There's different tastes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
There's different degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, by these rationales, stick figures are art.
They are art. Fuck you.
Anyway,
it's the only art I can do.
But like I was saying, you take artists like Da Vinci, who was, even to this day, is probably one of the most well-respected and influential technical drawing artists ever to walk this fucking earth. And you put him up against half the shit that's in the MoMA right now, and people look down on Da Vinci.
Which is totally stupid.
They raise these modern art assholes up above everybody else. And it's bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
Da Vinci himself was a starving artist.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant inventor,
yep,
a magnificent artist. He died penniless.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Picasso. Same with Van Gogh. And these artists had vision. They were a little mentally fucked, to be honest with you.
But to be fair on that, though, a lot of people that do really awesome things bordering on autism, They are kind of mentally fucked, all of them. I think it's eclectic, I believe is the term.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you would call it that.
It's kind of like, I know several programmers who are terrible with humans. Like, they cannot talk. They're bumbling idiots. But yet you stick a keyboard in front of them, and they write a symphony as a code. And it's beautiful.
Right.
And it's honestly more beautiful than anything I find in the modern art world. But yeah, I completely agree. I don't understand it. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I will understand it or that I even have the taste to appreciate it. I'm not one of those people who's going to bash something and say, well, I know better. No, I don't know better. I appreciate work that you do because I know you, because I know the artwork, the beauty behind it, the stuff that actually makes sense versus someone who sticks a nail into a piece of wood, hangs it up on a wall, and calls that art. That's not art. There is no visionary thing to me on that one. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah. But that's my point. It's I won't try to be up on a high horse, but you cannot sit there and tell me that a polished turd is anything but a turd.
Anything more. Right.
It's just not going to work with me.
And
there are some things that you can debate
agree.
and argue over as to what is beautiful, what isn't, what type of vision is out there for the set piece. But there are some things, no matter what the fuck you do, you're not going to get me. And that's not a visionary versus non-visionary standpoint or artist versus non-artist. That is bullshit. And you're trying to sell me bullshit. And I'm not going for it. Like this business that we're doing. We are creating animated TV shows and movies. I am not in any way going to say, well, even though we have that stuff, I am not going to go on YouTube and create reaction videos where I just sit here and do what I'm doing right now. Watch you talk and just and sell that. No, I'm not going to do that. That is one of the pettiest, low-life fucking things that you could possibly do with no damn talent. It's the same thing for me with modern art.
Yeah.
I cannot sell you that without feeling so guilty about myself that I don't think I could go to bed with a clean conscience. I'd probably slash my wrists. And I probably wouldn't do it right.
Actually, there was a guy, I shit you not, there's a guy I went to high school with. And we're the same age. We attended the same art classes. And he is well known and recognized throughout the Philadelphia area, and all he paints is squiggly lines with paintbrushes. He's been featured in art magazines and everything else, and I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? And I'm making like mayonnaise sandwiches because my shit's not selling, and I don't get it.
He got noticed.
It's like, what the fuck do I have to do? Was I in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time? Am I not attending the right functions? And I'm honestly, I'm fucking lost.
Maybe in the next episode we'll talk about the solutions on how to deal with this.
If there are in fact solutions.
There are solutions, and they have to do with us.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but like I said, it's modern art versus actual art. Me personally, I don't classify modern art as art.
Me either.
I don't.
Yeah.
And
that's, once again, not going to knock anybody who likes modern art. I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying that I know better than you. I'm just saying you cannot sell me bullshit. You're not going to do it. You're not going to have a white canvas with a square, red square on the top of it and tell me that that's worth something to me. That's not. Is there some type of unicorn in there?
And some people will look at that and be awe-inspired and completely understand what the artist thinks. And, okay, that's fantastic, great for you. If you want to spend $1 million for a paint stain, okay. More power to you. But
shit stain.
yeah, me personally, I put thought and talent into my work, and
yeah. So anyway,
but we'll get into that in a few minutes here.
Yeah, we will.
On the next segment. So
next segment.
Till we get back to you. I'm Mr. J, and
I'm Xavier.
That guy over there. Yeah, that's Xavier.
And I'm pissed.
And well, hang in there for this next commercial break.
All right. Excuse me. Are you tired of looking on the internet, finding out that the world is completely screwed up? So are we, which is why we created a better way to look at the world. It's very easy. All you have to do is pick up that device and look for Hela 7 News on YouTube or Facebook. Hela 7 News. With your host, Biased Anchor. With Actual Reporter. And Blind Wetter Girl. Many anonymous sources will tell you this team has won countless awards. Because anonymous sources means you can trust us. Hela 7 News. Your source for the real news. Given to us by anonymous sources. Also, kittens. Hela 7 News. Exclusively from Hela 7 Development.